Correct me if I'm wrong, but this match never happened. And one of the people that should be a high on my list, and is a high on my list, of people to to make use of or enjoy before I move up the card to WWE 2K23 is 100% the boss, Sasha Banks, as Sasha Banks is not in WWE 2K23, and the fact of the matter is, we don't know if we will ever see Sasha Banks in WWE games again. I have enjoyed Sasha and Naomi as a tag team, and I will likely enjoy Sasha and Naomi as a tag team again, but also, as I've mentioned multiple times, the the Royal Rumble opened the door and prompted the question for me to wonder how many people in this game have I underutilized and how much content I was leaving untapped. The fact of the matter is I was leaving a ton of content untapped and a ton of potential on the table. And the fact of the matter is I changed that by not leaving content up, doing my best to not leave content untapped. As now Charlotte and Sasha Banks are alone in the ring with Becky and Bayley on the outside, as Bayley's arm was basically, I don't know if Sasha was a shark that smelled blood in the water or what it was, but Sasha could not stay away from Bayley's arm as Sasha just hit the Three Amigos, and now Becky Lynch is getting back in the ring as she is interrupting the continuation of one of the more storied rivalries since the Women's Revolution, Sasha Banks and Charlotte. Becky Lynch and Charlotte have history. Bayley and Charlotte have history. These four women are the four horsewomen of WWE, and the women that prompted the Women's Revolution, or helped prompt the Women's Revolution, alongside the likes of the Bellas, Paige, AJ Lee, Caitlyn, etc., etc., etc. The list is so long, you can't make a list and not forget somebody of the women that have helped. Naomi, the women that have helped serve WWE into the new generation of how they view women's wrestling in the promotion. And I think that they still need to do work of how they view women's wrestling in the promotion, but that is just my opinion, as women are still underserved as far as how WWE sees them, and I think it's just the old guard in general sees them differently than the new guard does. As Bayley and Becky are tied up on the outside, Sasha and Charlotte are tied up inside as Bayley goes above and beyond to keep the match going and save Sasha Banks from, Charlotte Flair winning. Manhandle. Bayley just got manhandled. I apologize. The manhandle slam. And now, if Bayley gets the disarmer locked in, one of her cohorts better be up and running. Otherwise, this is going to be a short match. And Sasha Banks is up and running. Otherwise, because if Bayley was locked in disarmer, this would have been a short match, and it should have been a battle royal instead of a fatal four-way, because one pinfall ends it all. Bayley's back up. All four women are on the outside. Bayley tried to moonsault but wasn't aware of her target. I think her target might have been Becky Lynch, which would have made sense. Becky Lynch tried to disarm her. Ha ha ha, pun intended. Double X handle to the back of the man. As Becky goes down, and Bayley attacks Becky's leg, not arm. Sasha and Charlotte are still paired off. Becky and Bayley are still paired off. I think the only two that I don't really remember having much of a history is Becky and Bayley. But that's just me. I don't know why. I was going to say, I don't know why Becky and Bayley can't get back in the ring. But Charlotte and Sasha keep alternating Bayley's going for her first lateral press, and Bayley gets a 1 count on Becky Lynch. Looked like a figure 4 neck lock on the outside. Rope break. No, I thought it was rope break, but Bayley gets a 2 count for Bayley on Becky Lynch. Bayley looking for the rose plant. Bayley is looking for the rose plant, and she nails it. She nails the rose plant on Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks again saves the match. This time stopping Bayley from getting the victory over Becky Lynch. And now Bayley showing her amateur background, and Charlotte can't stay away from her longtime rival, and neither can. And now Sasha was going to go after Bayley, but she wants to go after Charlotte. Sleeper. I think Bayley wanted to knock Charlotte to the outside, but now Bayley and Charlotte are going after each other as Bayley goes back to the amateur style and takes down Charlotte, as now Becky and Banks have paired off. Divorce court by Bayley, divorce court DDT, and that leaves Banks, Becky, and Bayley, as that is alliteration to the nth degree. Reverse DDT takes down takes down Sasha Banks. Bayley showing her amateur style, taking down Becky Lynch with an amateur cover, but rope break saves Becky Lynch that time. But Becky blocked the rose plant. Becky blocked the rose plant. Bayley gotta watch herself going with Becky Lynch. The disarmer. If Becky trademarks into disarmer, then the match will be over for Bayley. Hell, the match may be over for anybody, but Bayley doesn't have to worry about the disarmer. It is Charlotte Flair dropping her with natural selection. Charlotte Flair dropping her with natural selection as Sasha Banks again breaks up the cover. Sasha Banks again breaks up the cover. I feel like Sasha Banks is the only one keeping the match going. And now Charlotte is trying to dissect the boss. Charlotte is trying to dissect the boss, but Bayley is trying to block Charlotte Flair. Bayley's trying. Wait a second, the disarmer, and Charlotte saved it. Charlotte saved the match. Charlotte saved the match because Becky picked the right time to place into the disarmer on Bayley. Becky picked the right time to place into the disarmer on Bayley as Charlotte had the figure 8 on Sasha. And Charlotte kicks out. Charlotte kicks out Bayley. Bayley takes down Sasha and Becky and tries to go for a quick lateral press, and Becky kicks out. Becky tried for a short arm clothesline, but Becky rolled out of the way. Manhandle slam avoided by Bayley. I think Bayley was a little caught off guard by that cover from Becky Lynch. And another rope break. Bayley's got to branch herself out from the corner. She's going for the rose plant and plants. Becky Lynch, no pun intended, looks for a crossbody block, and it was avoided by the Queen. I don't know if the Queen was going for the figure 8, but whatever she was going for, Bayley reversed it. I think she might have been trying to, she being Charlotte Flair, was trying to go into her father's playbook with a knee drop, but Sasha wants a piece of Bayley now, and Becky and Charlotte are pairing off. I am learning to, instead of try and commentate everything, pair off when it's necessary, as now Bayley joins the crowd, as Banks, Charlotte, and Bayley have all stopped Becky Lynch from winning the matchup, as now Bayley is trying to break up. Bayley's trying to steal it. Bayley almost stole that win. Bayley almost stole the win from her fellow 4 Horsewomen by pinning Charlotte from out of nowhere. While Becky and Becky and Banks were going at it. And now she's trying to steal one from Charlotte and gets a 1 count, pinning pinning Banks all on the other side of the ring. Big boot grazes Big boot grazes Bayley, and if Charlotte connected with that big boot, I genuinely believe the Queen would have won. I genuinely believe the Queen would have won. Bayley gets back up, and now back to Bayley and Becky. Noggin Knocker takes down Becky, stops whatever it was intended from Charlotte and Becky, and now Bayley and Banks and Becky and Charlotte are pairing off. Butterfly suplex blocked by the Queen, and now Bayley is just waiting for her opportunity to strike as Banks fell to the outside, waiting. Taking a little bit of a breather. Arm breaker by Becky takes down Charlotte. Saito suplex takes down Becky. Bayley changes her mind. Belly to belly, belly to belly, belly to belly as Banks is stirring on the outside. Could this be it? Could this be it? No, Becky. Sasha Banks. And Banks got reversed by Becky. And now Fireman's Carry takeover by Banks. By Banks takes down Becky. We thought we were going to see the Saito suplex again, but Banks reversed it. Polish hammer by Bayley. A forearm shiver by Becky. Becky's going at it with Charlotte, and Bayley is trying to get it. Bayley is going with the... Becky tries for a cover at the same time, but Bayley steals it. Bayley steals it. Bayley steals the win with a rose plant at the right time on Sasha Banks. Bayley steals the victory in the 4 Horsewomen 4-way. Bayley steals the victory in the 4 Horsewomen 4-way. What a contest between 4 of the greatest women to lace up a pair of boots in WWE. What a matchup between these 4. What a 4-way between these 4 women, and I hope to God this isn't the last time we see these 4 women inside the squared circle. With that being said, though, if you want to see more from these 4, let me know down in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.